Good day, yoga people. This is Stephen Chang coming to you live from Simha Yoga Lab in Jersey City, New Jersey. Please visit my website, simhayoga.com, for the full streaming schedule as well as my payment information for Venmo and for PayPal. My preferred way of payment is through Venmo, and my handle is Simha Yoga Lab, and the 4-digit ID code is 8096 if you're prompted for it. Classes are $10, and if you're having a difficult time right now, $5 is fine. Please do the best you can. I'm streaming on Instagram and on Facebook, and those videos are then loaded up onto the posts. Then I am uploading the same videos to my YouTube channel, which is Simha Yoga Lab. And if you're not streaming with me and you're taking classes anytime throughout the day, or if your Instagram and Facebook are a little bit shaky in the audio video, you might actually want to go to YouTube instead. I do upload them, the videos, a few hours later, so there is a lag time between the streaming time and the accessibility through YouTube. However, the quality of YouTube is far superior, so if you are having a shaky time with the other two platforms, you might want to go to YouTube instead. Also, you can bring it up on your smart TV, right? So it's a lot better viewing experience. Okay, so today's class is Open Flow. It is a level 1, level 2. For those of you who are new to my practice, welcome. I do give some variations here, so if I'm going a little bit out of your range, please make sure you pull back a little bit, stick with the basics. You do not need to take every option that I give you. Try to stick to the basics if the options are a little bit too advanced for you. Also, if you need to modify and make things a little bit easier, especially if you're working with injuries or special conditions, right? Make sure you take the modifications. You can always skip poses, right? Okay, so make some good decisions about what you should and shouldn't do with your body, and what is productive and not productive, okay? Sitting up tall, I recommend, if you have a tight lower back or tight hips, to elevate. Sitting up on a block or a blanket really helps to come into a more comfortable cross-legged position. Palms face up, and the fingers come together. We'll draw thumb and index fingers touching. Ground evenly through your seat. Sit up tall with the shoulders broad. Start to regulate your breath by breathing only through your nose. Let the inhales even out with your exhales. Three arms together, inhale. Keeping the eyes closed, hands together in prayer in front of the heart, pressing the thumbs into your heart, heart back into the thumbs, lifting the heart up toward the sky, setting your intention for your yoga practice, devoting your practice to someone or something, or to yourself, your supreme self that lives within your heart. Mantra for purification, purifying the space in which you practice yoga. Call a response. Om Pavitraha, Om Pavitraha, Pavitrawa, Pavitrawa, Sarva Vushta, Gato Piwa, Yaha Smarit, Pudrikaksham, Sabahya, Bihyandraha, Suchihi. Starting to open the the eyes, let the palms face up. Fingers come back together when you rock. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, right ear to the right shoulder, right hand to the left side, elongating through the left side of the neck. And chin toward the right shoulder. Release back to center, drop the right hand, left ear to the left shoulder, left hand to the right side. Chin toward the left shoulder. Release back to center, drop the left hand, chin toward the chest. Big circles with the head in one direction. Ear to one side, roll it back. Opposite side, roll the center. Take a few more rounds in that same direction. And chin back to center and pause. Take it to the opposite direction. And then back to center again. Lift the chin parallel to the floor and neutral spine. Coming off your blocks, extend the legs forward, separating the feet. Hands supporting to either side and turn your toes toward each other. And then roll out, draw in, roll out, draw in, outer rotation, circling. Back to center, switch them around. Then back to center again. Cross your shins, opposite shin on top. So this is non-dominant crossing of the legs. Raise the arms up high, extend. Exhale, twist to the right. Back to center, arms up. Exhale, twist to the left. Center again. Side bends, right hand down, left arm overhead. Back to center, other side. Back to center, legs forward and forward fold. Take it back to center, keep the left leg extended, sole the right foot and the left leg. Left hand to the floor, right arm up. Lengthen on the inhale, slightly rotate to the left on the exhale as you reach forward. Grab the inside of the foot. Re-lengthen your spine, neutral cervical spine. We tend to kind of like look forward, right? And crunch the back of the neck. So rather than that, look slightly downwards and forwards and keep the spine in line as you draw forward. Inhale, take it back up. Twist to the right. Take it back to center. Take the right leg, carry it behind you. Right leg is about, the legs are about 90 degrees, so the right leg's out to the side. Now, if your hips are tight, you can take it in a little bit. Or the other option is, if you have a block or a blanket, you can elevate. Sit up on the block. That makes the pose a lot more accessible. Left hand down, right arm overhead, and fold. Take it back up. Counter twist to the right. Back to center. Half Virasana. So this depends on how much mobility you have in your quads, your knees, and hips, right? The best of your abilities, take the inner thighs together. The heels out to the side. So there is a little bit of space between your right foot and the right hip. So you should be able to insert your hand between the foot and the hip, right? So if your hips are tight and this is very difficult, again, you can come back to a block, to a blanket, so that elevation actually makes it a lot easier for you to take this pose, right? So when you're ready, left hand down, right arm up and fold forward. So this is half Virasana. Make your way back up. Pick up the right knee, step the right foot down, step it out to the side, and then support it with the hands to either side of the left leg. Roll to the right heel, just roll the right knee back into space, and then gently press your right thigh back. Or the right knee away, actually, is a much better description. Right knee away from you. Release, take it back to center. Half seated spinal twist. Swing the right leg around. Keep the left leg engaged, foot is flexed, and the back of the leg flat to the floor. Right hand behind you, left arm up, and twist to the right. Take it back to center, counter twist to your left. Back to center, second side. Right leg extended, sole of the left foot to inner right thigh. Now, alternatively, right, if the left knee does not comfortably reach down because your hip rotation is rather tight, again, using a block, insert it here. So basically, you've elevated the floor to meet your knee or your thigh, right? As opposed to you reaching the knee or the thigh toward the floor. So if you don't have that mobility, use your block, or your blanket, right? So this way you can actively press down so that the leg is engaged when you take that forward fold. Alright? Right hand to the floor, left arm is up, inhale, lengthen. Slightly rotate to the right on the exhale with a neutral spine or a straighter spine, coming forward into the forward fold. Now, if you can't grab the foot, you can grab anywhere along the leg. You're just using the left hand making contact with the right leg for support. Inhale, take it back up. Exhale, counter twist to your left. Back to center. Carry your left leg back. Legs are 90 degrees. Less than 90 degrees if you're a little bit tighter in the hips. Or elevation. Right hand down, left arm up. Lengthen through the spine and fold. And I'll just stay here. Inhale, take it back up, counter twist to your left. Back to center, half Virasana. This time you're taking your inner thighs toward each other, right? Right leg is still forward, inner thighs together. Your foot is a little bit off to the side of the hip, so you should be able to insert your hand between the foot and the hip, right? Elevation again if you need it. Otherwise, without the elevation, you're sitting all the way down. Right hand to the floor, left arm is up and fold. And now take it back up. And roll the left knee up, step the left foot down, move the heel slightly further forward, and shift to the left heel. Support with the right hand down, and then gently press your left knee, left thigh away. So you're rotating to open. Take it back to center. Step the left foot around the right leg. See the spinal twist, half variation. Left hand behind you, right arm is up. And then twist to the left on the exhale. Inhale back to center. Exhale, counter twist to the right. Back to center again. Soles or feet together, knees apart. Draw the heels in, grabbing the ankles and some gentle butterflies first. Alright, come back to stillness. Inhale, lengthen, grabbing the ankles. Keeping as much of that lengthiness through the spine as possible. On the exhale, hinge forward at the hips, draw forward. Elbows can press to your inner thighs to give yourself more hip opening, as well as using that as leverage to take it further forward with a straighter spine. Come back up again. Move your feet slightly further forward, creating a diamond shape. Grabbing the inner feet, threading the arms to the back of the legs, the outside of the legs, and fold forward. You can round your back as much as you want in this one. Release, take it back up, swing the legs back behind you, take down dog. Walking it out side to side. All right, inhale, right leg up, three-legged dog. Step the right foot forward between your hands, left knee comes down, crescent moon. So, if you need extra padding to your left knee because you have sensitive knees, you can take that extra padding with your blanket or your towel. Otherwise, directly to the floor, untuck the back toes, and actively lunge forward to get into the quads. Walk your hands top of the thighs. Keep moving your hips forward. So the alignment is right knee over the right heel, vertical line. You want to keep the front heel down always because that is one of your stabilizing structures, right? So lunging forward, pressing your hands to your thighs, lean the upper torso back, and you'll naturally start to look slightly upwards, right? So you're looking up at an angle. You're not looking straight up, right? Looking up at an angle gives you a little bit more space through the back of the neck, right? So the looking upwards is actually coming from your mid and upper back bend. Once you're set here, then you're ready. Arms up, Venus Mudra, index fingers pointing up as you interlace the other fingers and reaching up and back. Right? If your arms reaching up is difficult with your hands together in Venus Mudra, you can reach your arms straight up, you can reach your arms forward. You can also separate your hands, right, in different angles to accommodate for tightness in the shoulders. Now, if that's really difficult for you, you're going to just concentrate on the hip opening and the quad stretch, and take the hands to top the thighs and just lunge forward, right? So you're getting a really nice opening here on this side, left side. All right, let's start to break. Hands to the side of left foot, tuck the back toes. Let's shift it back, and this time in the half split, let's sit all the way down onto your left heel. So actually, if that's the case, let's untuck the toes. Shift all the way back, sit on the heel. So this time, you're not taking Virasana, right, which is the outside of the hips. You're actually sitting down on the heel, so you're a little bit higher, a little bit more supported here, and you can fold forward. So going gently into the hamstring stretch and calf stretch. And make sure the right foot is still flexed. All right, let's come back forward. This time, turn the right toes to turn out 30 to 45 degrees. So when you lunge forward, the right knee, right thigh also turns out 45 degrees. So the rotation is coming from the hips. Walk your left hand a little bit wider. So now you have a wider triangle that you're actually balancing on. Keep the hips moving straight forward. Try not to roll to the side of the leg. Straight forward. Right? So once you're leaning straight forward, the rotation happens at the spine, not at the dropping of the hip, right? Note that difference, please. Right? Rotation of the spine. Raise your right arm up, right hand behind you, half bind. You can then actively draw the right shoulder up and back by pressing your hand to your lower back. You might want to stay here if this is good enough. If you want to bind, bend your left knee, reach back with the right hand, grab the foot, and then kick the foot away. So of course, you can always draw the heel in. But if you draw the heel in and you're up, I find this very awkward with my elbow and my shoulder, right? So I prefer, if I take my torso up, I like to kick the leg back. That gives me the stretch of the right arm and the right shoulder, deeper rotation into my spine, and more expansiveness with my pose. Now, however, if I really want to draw the heel in for a quad stretch, I prefer to then square out the shoulders, draw the heel in, and then folding forward. Right? You see how this shape is so much more kind of a natural biomechanical shape, because you're drawing the heel in, right, forward. So you might as well take the entire body forward and extend the arm and the shoulder, right? Whereas, if you draw the heel in and go like this, it's just awkward, right? It's tight for your shoulder, you're shrugging. It just doesn't make any sense to me, right? If I like to take it up with the torso, kick it back, right? Much more expensive. Or draw the heel in for the quad stretch and fold it forward, right? That's way better. All right, start to make your way back. Walk your hands back in. Turn the right toes back forward. Frame the right foot with your hands. Pyramid. Tuck the back toes. Lift the back knee and lengthen over the right leg. Now, when you lengthen over the right leg, you're looking for the back of the right leg stretch. Now, if you need your props, right, you can use your blocks to either side, extending the arms so that your arms are longer so that the torso can come up higher and you can get a better leg extension, right? Sometimes with the hands really low and you don't have the flexibility, you end up bending too much, right? And even if you extend the arms, it just doesn't work, right? So we extend the arms here with the blocks. It makes it much easier for you to lengthen the leg. And of course, if you don't need the blocks, hands to the floor, you have the option of folding forward, or you have the option of lifting the upper back and crowning the head forward. Right? So it really depends on how you would like to take this pose. Sometimes I like to take it further forward, in the forward bend like this, but I feel that when I do that, I tend to round my back too much, right? Even though I feel the hamstring stretch, this rounds my back. However, if I lengthen my spine by lifting up, I can still lengthen my right leg. I also feel lengthening through my spine. So I actually prefer this one, right? Everything is much more lengthened than this one, which is roundedness in my back. All right. One more breath. Bend the front knee, ground the back heel, circle it up. Warrior two. Lengthen out the right leg, turn the right toes to the left side. Straddling forward bend. So turn your toes in ever so slightly, heels are just a bit wider. So you want to organize your feet so that you're very, very tiny bit pigeon toed. What that does is it gives you more extension to the outer legs. Right? If you want to test that out, what if you turn the toes up? Do you feel that? There's very little extension through the outer legs, right? If you go neutral, it's okay. But if you really want the outer leg stretch, pigeon toe just a little bit. You don't want to go too deep in either, right? Because then it puts pressure into your knees. So slight pigeon toes gives you better extension through the outer legs. Hands to the hips. Lift the sternum up, gaze upwards, taking the back bend. Then come back to neutral, hinging at the hips. If you need to bend your knees a little bit to do that, bend your knees. Lengthy spine as you hinge at the hips. Then take the hands down to the floor. Then inhale, lengthen through the spine. On the exhale, maybe keeping your knees bent, hinge at the hips to draw forward with the length of your spine. Once you get to a certain point with the hands supporting, you can then lengthen out the legs. Inhale, re-lengthen your spine. Exhale, deepen the fold. And now you're also feeling much more to your hamstrings and back of the legs in general. Alright, keeping your hands supported here, or take any additional arm variations you like. Yogic toe lock, turn your hands back behind you. Any kind of forward fold you want. You can, if you want to take a variation here, you can twist. Left hand to center, right arm up, maybe with a half bind to twist. Take a few breaths in one direction, take it to the other direction. If you want to forward fold over one leg, I'm going to walk over to that side. Right hand to outside the right foot, left hand to the right ankle, and fold. If taking the right hand to outside the foot is too far for you, right, and you don't have that length, take it to the inside of the foot, and hopefully you can still grab outside the right ankle with the left hand, and using that support to draw forward. So you have those options, and of course, those of you who know, you may already be starting with your headstands, right? Or inversions of choice, whatever that might be. Now, as you continue to work today, those of you who want to start working on headstands up against the wall, for example, I recommend for you to use a blanket or a towel to give your head a little bit of a cushion, right? Or if you have a small cloth you can take it to the crown of the head. So going up against the wall, right? Depending on the strength of your neck, right? If you're just starting out and you don't have a lot of strength to the neck, I recommend the classic headstand, which is a triangular shape with your outer forearm supporting to the floor, hands into a fist. If you're more strong in the neck and you want to take a tripod and you know what you're doing, you can go ahead and do that, right? So the way you measure out, so just have the blanket up against the wall. The way you measure out, let me show you first, is you're going to take the forearms down, grab opposite elbows. That's how you measure out shoulders width. Then take the hands into a fist. You have a choice of wrapping one hand over the other, or you can interlace your hands, right? Either is fine. I will tell you the reason why I wrap the hand. When I first started headstands, right? And of course, everybody teaches you the classic headstand first, right? Well, the first time I did it, I interlaced my hands. So first of all, I have skinny fingers. So when I interlace and I squeeze, it presses against my bones, right? And so that is not comfortable for me. That's the first thing. The second thing was, I believe it was the first few times when I tried a headstand and I had fallen out to the side. Well, I got so nervous, I squeezed my hand and could not dislodge my hand because I was interlaced, right? So you can imagine, if you freak out a little bit, you can get stuck. Then I couldn't use my hands to help me fall out. So that was a little kind of scary. So what I ended up developing on my own is I wrap one hand over the other to make a fist, like if you're doing volleyball, right? Because if I wanted to release, I don't have to think about it. It's very easy. That's why I started doing it this way. One hand wrapping over the other. It is up to you, whatever feels best. So I leave it up to you to experiment. Okay, so anyway, elbows, shoulders width, hands into a fist, however you like. So the way to do it is, take a little bit wider so that I can better get my arms to the floor. Alright, so crown of the head to the floor, hands, elbows to shoulders width, hands into a fist. You're going to take the crown of the head, which is the tip of the head, not the forehead, the tip of the head. And another way to measure that is if you take the thumb to your bridge of the nose, and then you reach your middle finger to the top of the head. That is roughly where the crown of the head is. You're going to take the crown of the head to the floor, and the back of the head is pressing up against your fist. So now you have a support structure. Also, you should be away from the wall. The fist should be away from the wall by about 4 inches. The reason is because if your fist is all the way up against the wall, when you come up, the seat is going to hit the wall. And then if you have a little bit more of the seat, it's going to be pushing you away from the wall. You don't have enough leverage leaning back, and you'll never be able to stay up, right? So if you come away from the wall a little bit, when you take the legs up, you can lean your seat or your legs up against the wall. It's a lot easier, right? So if you have a little bit more of a bump, you're going to be too close to the wall. You're not going to be able to stay up. So that's the reason why you want to come away from the wall by about 4 inches, right? If you go too far away, it's like you slap up against the wall and not very good, right? So about 4 inches away from the wall, set up your head, tuck the toes, walk your feet in. You want to ground firmly through your forearms and the fist. So think about 70% of the weight to your forearms, about 30% of the weight to your head. So your forearms are taking most of the weight. Walk your feet in as close as you can. Now, if you don't feel confident in something coming up, then this is all you're doing. Because what this does is already beginning to help you build the strength of the neck and the shoulders. It's helping you build flexibility. The closer you walk your feet in, the more flexibility required, right? And this is helping you to build flexibility in the back bodies. Eventually, when you walk your feet in close enough, you're going to get close enough to a vertical line, and when you come up, it's much easier. Then the next step is, if you want to shift your tiptoes and shift the weight back. Maybe that's good enough. Now, if you're going further forward, you're going to take one leg up, and with this leg, right, through the action of the tiptoes, rather than a big jump, right? Try not to do too much jump, but through the action of the tiptoes, shift the weight back and reach the other leg up against the wall. And see if you can take both legs up against the wall. If you can, flex your feet, strong through the legs, press your forearms down strongly so that you're bearing 70% of the weight to your forearms, 30 to your head. Then to come down, lead with one leg, and then let that leg help you draw back down. All right? So it's really important for you not to throw the weight up toward the wall. The reason is because when you throw the weight up, there's a lot of movement and momentum, and you're taking a lot of weight and movement to your neck, which you don't want so much of. You want as little movement through the foundation, right, to the neck and the head as possible. Let everything really happen from like your core and your hips and the legs coming up. Better for you initially to start with walking your feet in and get that back body flexibility, right? So often, right, people don't talk about the requirement of back body flexibility. The more you train yourself to walk, right? So the more you train yourself to walk your feet in towards center, the more vertical you become, which requires more back body flexibility. And that helps you eventually to come up. If you're really, really wide, it's just really difficult to come up, right? So work on flexibility, be patient. Work on the structure of the pose. Eventually, then you can start to make your way up. Even when you start to make your way up, try not to throw your weight up, but with control, using core, using flexibility, using shifting of the weight to take you up as slow as you can, right? Or as slow as necessary, as quick as necessary, right? So find that balance, and then making your way up safely, right? Throwing of the weight up is usually not the best way to do it. However, if you have more advanced things like forearm stands, handstands, right? You can throw your weight up a little better, but then throwing your weight up means you have to control the weight of the momentum going back in your forearm stands to handstands, which is another problem, right? So you want to use as little momentum as possible and just a little bit to help you along, right? So we were in child's pose and come back to down dog. All right, second side. Raise your left leg up, three-legged dog. Step the left foot forward, right knee comes down, press the moon. So again, if you need your blankets for your right knee, take it. Right? Lunge forward. Get the stretch into your right quad, right hip, and then hands to the top of the thighs. Continue to lean forward. We want to line up the left knee with the left heel, vertical line, as close as possible, and then ground through the back heel. Now, I want to make this clarification. It is possible, it is okay, if you have the flexibility and the balance to take the heel further back and the knee further forward, right? That is okay. That is a more advanced variation. But also know, because your heel is closer to the other knee, it requires more flexibility and more control, right? So this is more advanced, it is possible, right? However, what I don't recommend is this. The heel further forward, I don't think is great, because one, it requires a lot of flexibility because you're going into a split, right? You're going to hips. But I just don't think it's generally very stable to begin with, right? So this, I think, is the best, especially if you're a little bit newer to practice. All right, so once you're ready, if you haven't already, taking the arms up for Venus Mudra. Right? Arms can be behind the ears, straight up to the sky, arms forward. You can separate your arms depending on your mobility. Alright, taking a few more breaths here. I was talking for a while. Alright, let's break. Keep the right toes untucked. You're going to shift all the way back and sit on that heel. Right? Flexing the left foot, back of the left leg is being lengthened, hands supporting to either side. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, take it forward into the forward fold. So you should feel a nice stretch to the back of the left leg, so your left calf and your left hamstrings. And you want to flex your foot, right? and that will give you more lengthness through the back of the leg. Energy is shooting forward through the heel, and the toes are pulling back. All right, come back up, step the left foot down. You're going to turn the left toes out 30 to 45 degrees. As you lunge forward, the left knee, left thigh also turns out about the same angle as your foot, so that the rotation happens now from the hips instead of from the knees and the ankles. Walk your right hand a little bit wider, which now brings you to a wider triangle. So again, try not to roll to the side of the leg, but instead lean the hips straight forward. When you come up into the rotation, the hips are moving forward, stable. The rotation happens at the spine. Raise your left arm up and behind you, half bind. Once you take a half bind, left hand behind you, press your left hand to lower back so that you can take the front of the left shoulder up and back in space, deepening the rotation, also opening up the shoulder. Right? This is flexibility, the limit. This is where you stay. If you're going further, bend your right knee, reach back with your left hand, grab the foot and kick it away. So in this pose, I like to kick the foot away, lengthen the arm, and as you lengthen the arm, that actually helps you to deepen the twist. So again, hips are lunging straight forward, rotation at the spine as you stack your shoulders. So if you're high up here with the torso lifting, I prefer kicking back. If you like to take a quad stretch in the other direction, square the torso. Draw the right heel in toward the seat as you fold forward. Alright, so again, I want to demonstrate. If you kick back and lengthen the arm, that's what this looks like. I don't like this at all. This is awkward for me, right? It forces you sometimes to shrug your shoulders, right? This tightens my shoulder and my arm, right, and my upper back. In a way that I don't like the way it feels. I don't understand it. I don't think it's a very good way of doing this pose. This is much better. And this, as an alternative to get the quad stretch by drawing the heel in, is also much better. Right? If you want to feel it out, see how you like it, right? I don't like this at all. All right, start to finish up. Release. Walk your hands back in. Turn the left toes back forward. Frame your left foot. Pyramid. Tuck the back toes and lengthen over your left leg. So again, using your hands to blocks if necessary. If you're okay with the hands to the floor, take it there, lengthen the back of the left leg. You have the alternative of folding forward, right? Or lifting the upper back and lengthening your spine. You have your, possibly your own preferences. All right, bend the front knee, ground the back heel, circle it up. Warrior 2, lengthen out the left leg, turn the left toes to the right side. Again, let's measure out your feet, organizing your feet by turning your toes ever so slightly in, and the heels are just a bit wider so you can get a nice extension through the outer legs. Hands to the hips, draw the elbows back, draw the shoulders to open, lift up for the back bend, preparing for your forward fold. Come back up to vertical. Bend your knees if you like to bend your knees and help to release your hamstrings a little bit. Or if you want to keep the legs straight, that's okay if your hamstrings are strong enough, right? You want to hinge at the hips, draw forward. Keep the spine straight. Then once your hands touch down, you have the hands to support. Re-lengthen the spine. Exhale. Hinge deeper at the hips to draw forward into the forward fold. Let the head release. And again, working on your variations, you can take your open toe out, turn your hands back the other way, walk your hands back for the forward fold. If you're twisting to one side, take it again. If you're forward folding over one leg, take that. So take it to both sides. Now this time, I'll give you the headstand setup in the middle of the room. So now, let's say you've done the headstand up against the wall for a good number of months, and you're feeling a little more confident, and you've taken the feet up against the wall, and you've held it for a little bit. So you've gone through all of that. And you also have started taking your feet away from the wall a little bit, and maybe even holding for a second or two. So now you've graduated to the next step, which is trying to do the same thing away from the wall. So you have two options, right? You can come away from the wall a little bit more, so maybe you'll come away from the wall by about a foot, knowing that you need to reach your feet further back. The wall's right there to catch you, right? As long as you don't collapse, right? However, if let's say you're feeling even more confident, you want to take it in the middle of the room, right? So same setup. If you need padding to your head, take padding to your head. So forearms down, grab opposite elbows. Take the hands into a fist, however you like, whatever makes sense to you. Crown of the head to the floor. Back of the head is pressing up against your fist so you have a support structure. Tuck the toes under, lift the knees, walk your feet in. Right? You see how this is the same setup as when you came up into the wall. So, raise your left leg up. Now, note that because you don't have the wall behind you, you can actually use counterbalancing a little bit more effectively. So consider this, if you were up against the wall and you raised one leg up and you kicked up, the wall would have stopped you, right? And you're using the resistance of the wall to help hold you up so that you can raise the other leg up. Now, you don't have the wall behind you anymore, right? So if you take the top leg, the leg that's leading you, to go up and slightly back behind you, what that does is it carries the weight of the front body up and back in space. So you're using basically a teeter-totter, right? Or a seesaw. The top leg that's reaching up and behind you carries the weight of the other leg to carry you up. Alright, so this is what looks like. Walk it in as close as you can. So you're working on the back body flexibility. The more vertical you become, the easier this is. So I'm going to take the left leg up, right foot down. So you're going to keep the left leg extended, reaching up and back behind you. You're going to work the tiptoe action of the right leg. So notice when you reach up and back, the top leg reaching back helps to carry the weight of the front body up. Right? And if your legs are reaching in opposite directions, it is helping you to counterbalance. So make sure that the top leg is reaching up and back. The bottom leg, fully extended with the tiptoe action, keep reaching forward and down. So the more you reach up and back with the back leg, the more you reach forward and down with the front leg. That way, with that extension and that counterbalance, it keeps you very stable. Right? If you must take a very small hop just to get that front foot away from the floor, very small hop. Because remember, a big hop will mean throwing your weight back behind you. So you better hope that you can either drop back into a wheel or fall out to the side, right? So let me show you what a little bit of a kick looks like. Right? So it's a slight bend at the knee of this right leg, shifting back. Right? Right? That's a very controlled, very small hop. It's not a big, giant hop, because then you're going to have to control the weight falling back behind you, which is much harder. Right? So if you need to take the hop, also note this, the hop is not coming from this leg with it back, okay? Not the back. This leg is your steering wheel. It's very controlled, very little movement. It is this leg, right, the right leg that's on the floor, that's giving you a little bit of that spring. And once you're up and you're balanced, then you can move your legs up. Alright, so that's how you would work through the procedure of slowly transitioning into a headstand from the middle of the room. So again, if you're in the middle of the room, don't take giant risks. feel it out, right? Take a little bit more every time progressively, adding on a little bit more momentum, adding on a little bit more of a bending in the spring if you need it. Otherwise, as much control through the tiptoes, shifting of weight. That's much safer. All right, come back to down dog. Oh, for those of you who are in straddling forward bend, I totally forgot about you guys, right? So coming down to straddling forward bend, bend your knees, rise up, and then transitioning through down dog. Okay? All right, pigeon, left leg up, draw the left knee in, land the shin to the floor, angle out the left knee out to the side, 30 to 45 degrees. Inch your right knee further back, untuck the toes, walk your hands back, elongate through the spine, and then if you did this right, you should feel pretty balanced. Now notice that I keep using the 30 and 45 degree angle, right? Because for those of us who are a little bit tighter in the hips, 45 degrees might be really wide, might be really difficult. Any wider than 45 degrees, it's pointless, right? What would a 90 degree angle look like for your leg? It doesn't work, it doesn't help. 45 degrees is as wide as it should go because that gives you the structure that I'm asking for, but at the same time, it is giving you a lot of hip rotation, right? So 30 degrees is for those of you who are a little bit tighter in the hips, right? And it's harder for you to rotate the knee out in this way. So 30 degrees works well. 45 degrees works even better, and no more than that. Right? Same thing for when we are taking crescent moon, right? Why turn the toes out 90 degrees? That is too extreme, right? 45 degrees is pretty good, it's pretty wide. You don't need anything more than 45 degrees. 30 degrees for those of you who have tightness, right? And rotating out might be difficult, all right? So, those are the reasons why 30, 45 degrees always made sense to me. All right, for those of you who like variations, you're already taking them. For those of you who want to work on some variations, some simpler ones, right? You can walk your hands back, using your hands as support. Walk your hands back as far as you can, and you're going to stand up, broaden your shoulders, lift up. So this is a very nice way to take a back bend. Change the openness of the hips, because when you're drawing forward, right? This forward fold and hip opening is very different from this hip opening, which is lifting up, right? So these are just different ways of feeling for a hip opener. Now, if you feel like you want to take a stretch to one direction, it might feel really nice for you to walk your torso over to the right. Take the right forearm down and extend the left arm out to a diagonal. That way you're getting a really nice side stretch through the left side. And this is also going to feel different on your leg, right? On your left leg. Now you're going to bear more weight into the knee and the front of the shin because of the weight distribution now going out to the right side. Versus, when you're towards center, it's really kind of like here in the back of the leg, whereas when you're going this way, it's to the front of the leg. All right, when you're ready, walk it back, tuck the back toes, down dog, walk it out side to side. Take lots of movement. We're here for a little bit. All right, you might feel pins and needles, you might feel some numbness, right? So as you walk it out side to side, your body will start to readjust, get some circulation back through those legs. Alrighty, second side. Come back to stillness, get down dog, raise your right leg up. Draw the right knee in, point the toe position, land that shin to the floor. Right knee, right thigh, already beginning to angle out to the side, 30 to 45 degrees. Supporting with your hands, inch your left knee further back and untuck the back toes. Walk your hands back as well, and this is where you test it all out. Are you feeling level in the pelvis? Are you feeling pretty vertical and straight with your spine? Are you balanced? If you're balanced and you're here, you can maybe not use your hands to support. And if you did that right, that might feel really good, and then you're ready to draw forward. You can be on your forearms. You can make pillows with the hands and rest your forehead. So again, I gave you a lot of options here. Take the same option you did on the first side. And you're welcome to stay in this passive pigeon and work in the forward fold. Just quiet your breath. If you want to start to take it up, walk your hands back, just like we did on the first side. And then look to broaden your shoulders, lift the sternum, gently looking up. This is a great mild back bend with a heart opener, right? And this to open up the front bodies, right? Anytime you open the front body, you're going in the opposite direction of roundedness, right? Which is what we always do. Looking at phones, sitting in front of a computer, leaning back on the couch, right? So we're taking this kind of rounded back position all the time. So what we need are actually the opposite heart openers. Open up the other direction in the back bend. Right? Those of you who then take it to bounce, binding, take binding again in your mermaids. And then if we took the side stretch, walk your hands over to the left side and your torso to the left side. Left forearm comes down, extend the right arm out. And it's a very different sensation on that right leg. Alright, when you're ready, walk it back in, tuck the back toes, and gently pressing the back to down dog, walk it out side to side. Take lots of movement. Alright, when you're ready, walk your feet forward toward your hands. Take the seat down. Let's take bridge pose. Alright, so with your hands supporting, slide the hands outwardly. That will help carry some of the weight of your torso so that you can safely recline onto your back. Bend your knees and walk your heels in. Your feet should be separated by hips with distance. And with your fingertips, feel for the back of the heels. So once you can reach your heels, this is your measurement. When you can reach your heels with your fingers, then they are roughly lined up below your knees. Alright, so ground the palms to the floor, press your heels down and lift the seat. This is your bridge pose. So when you lift your seat, you're rolling to balance on your upper back, your shoulder blades, back of the head, right? Outer arms, actually the back of the arms, and the heels. So those are all the support structures, right? This is your bridge pose. If you prefer to interlace your hands underneath you, you can walk your shoulders in a little closer. So just shift side to side and walk your shoulders in. Right? So as you continue to hold, let me give you this note. Now, in back care classes, and I think in Iyengar classes, they don't necessarily instruct people to go into the bridge by shifting side to side. What they do say is press in the back of the head, lift the hips higher, lift the shoulders off the floor, and then draw both shoulders in at the same time, right? To go deeper into the bridge pose. When you shimmy side to side, if you have any kind of back issues, right, that might actually make it worse. But if you work symmetrically, press to the back of the head, lift up higher, and then take both shoulders in at the same time, that might actually be more symmetrical, more safe for you to come into the pose. So lift the head, Draw the shoulders back simultaneously. Not lift the head, I'm sorry. Press head down and lift your upper back away from the floor. Right? Press head down, lift the upper back, draw the shoulders in, and then press your shoulders down. All right, begin to release. Lower the back onto the floor. Hug the left knee in. Extend the right leg up. Recline, twist it. Left arm out to a T. Exhale, twist to the right. Take it back to center, switch legs, switch arms, and twist to the left side. Take it back to center, hug both knees in. Step the feet to the floor. Slide the legs forward. Shavasana, final relaxation. Feet are separated, toes turned out. Arms alongside the body, palms face up. Let it all go. Begin to draw the breath back in. And start to move the fingers and the toes. Reach the arms overhead, stretching in opposite directions. Rolling over to the right side, come up to a comfortable cross-legged position. Reconnecting to an even seat, lengthy spine, shoulders broad, breath deep, and let the neck be free. Inhale for Om. Hands together in prayer, bowing forward, sealing the practice. Inhale, come up, Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing the practice with me today. I appreciate your time. Please visit my website, simhayoga.com, for the full streaming schedule, as well as my payment information for Venmo and for PayPal. Venmo is my preferred way of payment, and my handle is Simha Yoga Lab, and my 4-digit ID code is 8096 if you are prompted for it. Classes are $10, $5 if you're having a difficult time. Please do the best you can. And again, I stream on Instagram and Facebook, and those videos are uploaded as a posting. And I also upload those same videos onto my YouTube channel, Simha Yoga Lab. And if your Instagram and Facebook are kind of shaky, and you're not actually streaming with me, you might actually want to go to YouTube instead. The audio video quality is way better on that platform. And then you can also pull it up on your smart TV and practice with a much bigger screen. So that might be a really good option for you. All right, so again, thank you so much for your time. Be well, take care. I will see you soon.